You're watching Behind the Headlines. I'm Lee Pacchia. If the American legal profession can be said to have a single leader, then it must be the president of the American Bar Association, which has almost 400,000 members. We're joined now by its new president, James Silkenat, who took office today. He's a partner at New York's Sullivan & Worcester. Welcome, sir.
Thank you very much. Pleased to be here.
A lot of attorneys are hurting financially these days. You've spoken about creating a legal job corp to match unemployed lawyers with clients who need them. How would that work and who would pay for it?
The big issue here is finding a way to address the unmet legal needs of Americans. We have a parallel problem, a paradox really, that there are at the same time as these unmet legal needs, significant numbers of new lawyers, folks graduating from law school now who don't have full-time jobs. So if we can match up those two problems at the same time, I think they can work to solve both of them. That's our goal. Funding it is, of course, the key issue here. There are a number of models around the country that we're trying to build on. Some are funded by law schools, some by bar associations, a couple of them by state legislatures. That's a difficult mix to work with, but I'm hopeful that we can find the right model that's sustainable and repeatable around the country.
What are some of the other top priorities you have for your upcoming year?
Well, the big issues for lawyers all around the country at the moment are first, court funding, both at the state level, where there's a continuing problem, and now at the federal level with sequestration really affecting courts all around the country. And fully functioning courts is critical to really almost all of the legal issues facing companies, in hiring people, in making decisions, facing families, resolving custody matters, divorces, housing problems that come up now. If you don't have courts that are functioning, whether at the state level or the federal level, those problems don't get fixed.
Critics of the ABA say that it leans left, and they point to things like giving Hillary Clinton the ABA's top honor as it did this week. The ABA has also taken stands on controversial issues like gun rights, abortion, and the war on terror. Is political controversy at the end of the day helpful or harmful to the ABA's mission of representing all American lawyers?
Sure. The ABA doesn't support, doesn't get involved in political campaigns. We don't have a PAC. We avoid supporting politicians on any side of things. But we do get involved in important national legal issues. And some of those have an impact more broadly. So I think lawyers around the country are interested in having the ABA involved in matters of national import, and that's something we hope to continue.
Right. The cost of a JD, of a legal education, is on the minds of all law students and young lawyers out there today. Do you think the ABA can do anything meaningful to reduce the cost of a JD?
We have had a task force for the last year looking at precisely that set of issues, everything from the cost of legal education, what ought to be involved in clinical legal education, whether law school should be 2 years, whether it should be an undergraduate degree instead. Their report is due out in the next several weeks, and I'm very much looking forward to reading it. My instinct is that they will offer some solutions to the cost problem and have found ways to reduce the overall cost of law school to students.
Let's say I belong to my local and state bar associations. What's your pitch for joining the ABA? What do I get for my dues?
There are some problems that can only be addressed nationally. Legal Services Corporation is one of them. There would be no Legal Services Corporation in the United States at the moment if the ABA had not been involved, had not supported it fully, and ABA Day in Washington lobbied Congress on these issues really for the last 20 years. There are other issues where only a national legal organization can work with Congress to solve some of the more vexing problems. We do regularly work, though, with state and local bars, and it's the teaming together that I think is the most useful.
The ABA, like many of its members, has experienced some tough financial times since 2008. You've lost 10% of your dues-paying members, and dues revenue has dropped 16%. Your treasurer predicts a budget gap each of the next 4 years, growing to $11 million in 2017. How do you close a gap like that?
Several ways. We have very effective ongoing membership programs, bring in different kinds of lawyers, bringing in solo and small firm lawyers in ways we haven't been able to do in the past, focusing on corporate counsel, trying to address some of their problems. I'm comfortable that we are expanding membership at a good rate now. Also need to look at non-dues revenue as a source of funding. Selling books, selling programs, finding ways to supplement our income there so that we don't have to increase dues. And we have not increased dues in the last 10 years. The ABA is very sound financially, and I'm looking to a very productive year.
Do you anticipate your dues-paying membership to increase this year?
We do. We're hoping to get to 500,000. That strikes me as an achievable target over the next 2 years. We need to work at it, but I think we have the programs in place that will help do that.
Right on. Well, that should help close the budget gap.
Yes, it will.
All right, Jim, thanks for stopping by.
Very much. We enjoyed it.
That's James Silkenat, president of the ABA. If you'd like to learn more about the issues we just discussed, be sure to go check out our offerings on BloombergLaw.com and also on the Bloomberg Terminal. You can see more of our videos on YouTube, and you can follow our updates, of course, on Twitter. I'm Lee Pacchia. Thanks for watching.